It's me again. I wanted to actually talk a little bit about what I apparently missed by not researching Layers of Fear. So, upon further research, Layers of Fear is nothing short of amazing. Apparently, the closest thing I can relate it to is Bioshock, where depending on what you do, the ending is different. So depending on what choices you make, who you help, what way you go, that kind of thing. I know there were a bunch of times during that where I chose to go different ways, and I know there were a lot of times where I went like headlong into the ghost and things like that. So apparently, and this is just amazing to me, apparently there are 3 different outcomes. You have neutral, you have selfish, and then you have family-oriented. Neutral, bad, good. I clearly went the selfish route, and I got that ending. The interesting thing is, in order to get the neutral and family, different decisions that you make during the map affect that. And what the people who made the game, Bloober, what they were going for was, it's all your decision. Whatever choices you make will affect the outcome of the game. And I was reading an article about a guy who was reviewing the game, and he had someone from Bloober looking over his shoulder as he's playing it, and he's like, okay, the one time where there's like chairs stacked up in an archway or something, he's like, okay, you don't have to go through there. You could run away if you want to. You don't have to face the demon. And the reviewer apparently chose to go through, and they got caught by the ghost. Apparently, what the ghost was doing every time that I got caught by the ghost, I was actually dying. And dying is kind of like extracting Adam versus extracting Adam versus harvesting the little sisters in Bioshock. So like every time you do that, the game remembers and it changes things based on how many times you do that. So like, I don't know. I died a lot in that game, and I didn't realize that was going to have an effect on what was going to happen. But yeah, apparently, like different things do other different things. So like, that puzzle that said cat, dog, and then rat? Apparently, depending on which one I chose, it would affect parts of the game. And then like the padlocks and the safes and the don't forget the date and things like that, they change everything as well. And that really lends itself awesomely to this whole layers of fear idea. You choose what you want to encounter. You choose what fears you are willing to see and which fears you're not willing to see and you run away from. I didn't necessarily consciously make those decisions, and I think that that's going to happen the first playthrough. I mean, I just think that's how it's supposed to happen. What I am going to do, because I am extremely interested, I am going to probably play through it again, probably multiple times, to see if I can get those different endings. If I can get those different endings, I'll post some footage of those different endings and let you know kind of what I did to get there. But I'm pretty sure that I made every decision selfishly that I could in this game, and that's why it gave me the ending of my paintings in the thing, and my wife committed suicide, and my kid got taken away from me, I guess, because I took her hair for a paintbrush. And it's jacked up, man. There's some weird stuff in this game. So I'd be kind of interested to see how it changes when I go a slightly less evil route. I'm intrigued to see what happens to the gameplay, to the atmosphere, to the general thing. And upon first glance, I thought they were just making another horror game, and I was perfectly fine with that. But now that I've done a little more research, and now that I've seen that there was so much put into it, and the reason why it's so short, because that's one other thing that I was kind of bummed about. I was like, oh man, it's already over. I kind of want it to be longer. But the reason why it's so short is because there's so many intricate pathways and so many different variables, and you may never have the same playing experience. And that I can really respect in a game. I like linear, but I also really, really like open world, sandboxy, you make your own, choose your own adventure type thing. So, yeah, upon further research, this game just blows me away even more. But yeah, so I'm going to do at least one more playthrough, see if I can get a different ending, because I think that would be really cool if I could figure out, how the game works and what decisions affect what in the game, and see if there's a way that I can keep my family, maybe keep my family intact, and maybe an ending where I'm like in an insane asylum, because I think it's clear that I'm going to lose my mind either way, regardless of what ending I get. I think it's clear that I'm going to be completely insane. But maybe there's a way that I can keep my family intact and keep my wife from suicide and keep my kid from being taken from me. And yeah, that's just amazing. I kind of want to play it like right now, but I need to give my nerves a break. Yeah, that ain't happening anytime soon. But yeah, so keep an eye out for it. Maybe I'll post it within the next couple weeks or something if I can get around to it. But either way, I'm definitely, whether I post it or not, I'm definitely playing through it again, and I do recommend that you play this game. I think this is an awesome game. I'm going to review it on Steam and everything, and it's so well made. It's so well made, and now on top of how well made it is, aesthetically and visually and gameplay wise, there's all these different layers to the story, and that just makes it infinitely, well, not infinitely, but exponentially more complex, and I really respect that. So thank you, Bloober Studios. I just want to give that little shout out. This is a short video, but it wasn't ever meant to be a full video. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and if you're watching this, I know it's a little bonus footage, but whatever. I appreciate you watching it, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. I'll see you in the next series. You guys are awesome. Stay hungry.